Hello, welcome back. Ever since I sold my old CRF 300L, about a year and a half ago now I think, I've been full of seller's remorse. But not anymore, because I've just bought this one. Hello, welcome aboard my brand new Honda CRF 300L. Boy, has this been a long time coming. I've said publicly so many times on this channel how much I regretted selling my old one about a year and a half ago. Well, just to recap, I was offered the right money at the right time, which was actually the same amount of money I paid for the old bike. The brain said, yes, take it as a business deal. And unfortunately, the heart said afterwards, what on earth did you do that for? And I've really missed it. So I don't know if you see my recent video, Terence Healy Motorcycles, who I'm reviewing a lot of bikes for at the moment. They very kindly lent me a CRF 300 Rally. I wasn't even home on that bike, and I knew that I had to get another one of these. I didn't fancy the Rally for a few reasons, because fortunately I've got a few other bikes, and I don't need the Rally to sort of take me long distances. I literally wanted a bike to get me around, well, dirt tracks like this, and to get me around the fields at home, and you know, just to have a bit of fun on. Last year, I don't know how long you've been following me for, but last year, when I was ordering the BMW, the R1300 GSA, I sold my R1200 GS, and I was without a bike over the winter for 3 months. The only bike I had in the garage was the Street Triple, and the roads and the weather definitely weren't correct for riding the Street Triple. Look at this view here. I love, I mean, this is exactly what I bought this bike for. You know, it's answering exactly what I bought it for already, just to come up to places like this and I look at views like this. Absolutely stunning. So, yeah, I wasn't even in the door with that CRF 300 Rally, and I rang Terence Healy Motorcycles up, and I said, because I knew they had this in their shop, in the, it was actually in stock. I said, I'm going to buy that grey one. Just no dilly-dallying. I've wasted so much time. I really fancied one of the CF Moto, the 450s, MTs. I really loved the look of that. But I was buying it for the wrong reasons. I was buying it again because it's a twin, that bike. I just thought it would take me further afield and, you know, be better on motorways to get me to the off-road tracks like this. So we've all heard about KTM and the dealer network, which is how the Chinese bikes were coming into Ireland through the KTM distribution network. So that all stalled. Had a deposit down on one of them, and the dealer who was sourcing that from me rang me after 7 months to say that bike isn't going to happen. We just can't get them into Ireland. So I was sort of back to square one. I am loving this, by the way, already. So I was back to square one, and I really loved the look of this grey colour. And when I found out that actually they'd improved the suspension, and a couple of other little things which we'll talk about as soon as I stop and have a little look around this bike. By the way, this video is not a review, because there are hundreds on YouTube now, so it's not going to be a review. It's just I'm telling you why I've bought another one of these, and the reasons behind why I went for another CRF rather than the Chinese bikes. So that leads me on nicely into telling you, it did make me think when I was sort of waiting for 7 months for the Chinese bike and then it was cancelled. I thought, can you imagine if I needed a part for the bike, or God forbid something went wrong with the bike? And I mean, let's face it, the Chinese bikes are fairly new to the market. You know, they've only really been out for a few years in this guise. I know the Chinese have been making bikes for a long time, but it seems like they've really come back and impressed the market, and they have got some incredible bikes. I mean, I fancied one of the Cove bikes as well, the 300L, would be equivalent to this, and half the price as well, you know. But for me, I still think to go for the Chinese bike in retrospect, it's probably still a bit early for me. I'm not saying take a gamble. I haven't heard many bad things about Chinese bikes, and they certainly look great. And you know, that mid-power market, the 450 market, is right where it should be. I think they're on the button with that. So when I found out that Honda had sorted out the dampening in the suspension, and well, to be honest, that wasn't even the biggest deal for me. The big thing for me, Honda have sorted, and it's evident straight away riding on roads now like this, is the gearing. So they've shortened gears 1 to 5 and left 6 quite a long gear for motorway riding. And I rode this home only yesterday from Terence Healy's, and I was on motorways for an hour and a half in the pouring rain, I have to add. And obviously there's no protection on this bike, but it sat beautifully. And I know it's a new bike and you shouldn't be doing over 4,000 revs, but I had to get home. It was pouring rain. I was sat at 140 kilometers an hour, there or thereabouts, no problem at all, in 6th gear. I always found 5th gear on my last CRF 300 was just a complete waste of time for this sort of riding. It was sort of 40-50 kilometers an hour. It did not work for me at all, 5th gear. It was no good on motorways because it wanted to go faster than 5th, and it was too long on sort of back roads like this, so I never really used it. It's one of the reasons I sold it as well. And okay, before I ride any further, I think it's probably time we get off the bike and have a little look around, see what Honda have changed. Okay, so here we are, and I just absolutely love that colour. They say never to buy the same bike as what you had before, but I know it's a bit of a cheat, but I do feel as though it's a different bike. Well, it is in many ways because of the small upgrades that Honda have done, but I'm saying small upgrades, very vital upgrades. So the suspension Honda claim is the biggest one. It's the dampening that they've changed in the front and in the rear. In the rear, they've actually put a bearing in instead of like a rubber affair, which was in there, just to make for a smoother ride all round. And I have to say, after riding the CRF 300 Rally over the last week or two, the difference is huge in the suspension. Haven't really noticed it so far yet. This is a slightly lighter bike than the Rally because of the lack of plastic and everything else on. But the bike, of course, is brand new, so I'm just waiting for that to be bedded in before I really sort of put it to the test, especially through the fields, which I'm hoping to go and do as soon as we've had this little walk around, by the way. And you know what? I'm such a finicky customer. I nearly didn't buy the bike because of this thing. You know, Honda have known about the brake line here covering the screen, and I mean, just like I've done in there, you can see, hopefully you can see that little extension there. That cost me a tenner on Amazon. Everybody who has one of these bikes complains about this blocking the screen and goes off to buy one of these things for a tenner. And because Honda hadn't sorted that, it nearly made me not buy the bike. I'm just a little bit like that, you know. I can't believe they haven't sorted that out. But what they have sorted is that gearing. Like I say, it's so much easier to ride, especially on motorways and faster roads. The suspension, without a doubt, the suspension has changed massively. Well, I don't know, massively is probably a strong word. It has changed. And I can't wait to finish this little segment here, and then we'll go proper off-roading. He says, if I can find somewhere at this stage. I'm recording this on a Sunday evening, and the sun is setting just behind me. Beautiful evening. I never really got on with these IRC tyres. I'll show you here again. I never really got on with them at all, but they're back on the bike, so I'll use them until I get the first service done at 1,000 kilometres. And saying that again, on the CRF 300 Rally, I was pleasantly surprised by the IRC tyres. They were a lot better than I thought. They used to be. I don't know if it's because I'm a more confident rider or whether because they've changed the tread on these tyres. Who knows? One thing I haven't done, actually, and I'm very aware I'm going to go off into fields after this, I haven't reduced the tyre pressure, but sure, we're only going to have a quick blast this evening just to sort of start getting a feel for the bike. As you're seeing the bike, by the way, it's in full stock mode. I've done nothing, literally nothing to the bike. Literally picked it up yesterday from the showroom. What they have done as well is they've put the LED lighting on. Not that I'll be riding this at night, but LED indicators as well as the headlight. Aesthetically, the bike looks much better for it, I think. And I'm sure if you were riding at night, you'd see a huge difference there. Nothing else to report. The seat is just still like sitting on a church pew. It's absolutely bloody awful. So I have got a list of things I am going to be changing about the bike. I'm saying a list of things. It annoys me when people pick up a bike and then, you know, they come out with 20 odd things that they're going to change about the bike. Well, why did you buy the bike in the first place? So it's just a couple of things to make me happier and more comfortable with the riding experience. That's all. So stay tuned for those videos coming in the near future. Right, I think without further ado, shall we hop back on this bike? Because the nights are really cutting in, I've noticed that. So let's hop back on the bike and we'll go and try and find a few fields to test out that suspension. I'll chat to you along the way, of course. Another thing to tell you as well is that when I was looking at that Chinese bike, the CF Moto 450, I think I'm going to stand up here. Very, very potholy this road. Don't know if you can see that on camera. Yeah, I sat on one of the CF Motos at the ABR festival, and the first thing I noticed, and I've also spoken to another YouTuber about it, pal of mine, Johnny, the lad with the beard he's called, who also rides one of these, and we both commented on the same thing. It felt very top heavy, and that's certainly not a quality I want about any bike for what I want to use this bike for. Really, I've just had to be honest with myself and tell myself exactly why I wanted one of these bikes. I mentioned about last winter not having a bike to ride for that brief spell. That I don't mind. I mean, it sent me into some sort of depression knowing that I couldn't get out on a bike for a couple of months. I was literally up the walls with it. So I'm certainly not going to let that happen again this winter. There's a tractor coming up here. So that's why I sort of plumbed for this now. I think I can pull in here. Oh, he's pulling in. That's why I plumbed for the bike now, just to get it done and dusted and look forward to the winter. ABS off. There we go. Back brake only, Dave. Jeez, the ground is very, very soft and muddy. We've had torrential rain over the last 48 hours. Don't know where I'm going here, but that's part of the charm of a bike like this, isn't it? It's like Jurassic Park. Going downhill anyway. Oh, big trench here. I wonder if I can just cut over into the middle of that rather than driving down the rivets on the side. There we go. You just point this thing, you really do. Bumpy enough all the same. Gonna have to get over here. I'll take a bit of a run at it. I missed that. This is new bike nerves. I really don't want to drop the bike. Fantastic. The suspension, I'm not kidding you lads, the suspension is so much better. You could feel everything I thought on the old one. Now obviously it's been a year and a half before or since I've ridden that one, but I remember it thinking, God, is off-roading supposed to feel this jerky and this bumpy where you could feel everything? They've really damped it. In the sense that you don't feel as though you're going to be bounced off the bike. It's just very, very planted, and that can only be a great thing. The back wheel is sliding everywhere only because the ground is so wet. Actually, that's one of the things about the IRC tyres. I found them fine on the road and fine on hard sort of mud but as soon as you were in any sort of slushy dirt, it just couldn't get through. So the winter is approaching. I'll keep you updated how I'm getting on with them. Oh, logs in the field there. Don't want to hit. Oof. Okay, now. Don't want to hit one of them. It's a great little thump from this single cylinder engine. Let's just stop and take a breather, will we? Jesus, I need to get fit. I'm absolutely over the moon with this. Over the moon. I'm so confident, so comfortable. I hope you can tell already. I literally had it less than 24 hours. And I'm on it like a duck to water. I'm just loving it. I've always said, and this is the big reason for getting back into a bike like this, especially after riding the rally last week. I've always said my first version of this made me such a better rider than what I already was. You know, I'm not saying it's made me an Adam Riemann type of rider, but what I have noticed is that my confidence is just through the roof now. Even it doesn't matter what bike I'm riding, it's just taught me so much discipline, so many skills, and the biggest thing being balance, of course, when I'm in an environment like this as well, and just allowing the bike to do the work for me. I never had that trust until I had a CRF 300L. Okay, I'm going to go and catch my breath. I hope this video didn't ramble on for too long. I just wanted to introduce the bike to you, to let you know I have it, and the reasons why I bought it. I should never have sold my first one, but I'm pleased I did, because this is better in so many ways. Anyway, have a great week, everybody. Ride safe. Oh, another thing as well, just before I sign off, the wife doesn't know I've got this bike. So if any of you know my wife, she thinks it's a review bike, so we'll keep that going as long as we can, all right? Great stuff. Dave Perry, WheelieGoodTV, over and out. There you go. I dropped one of them in. I've had so many requests for the over and out sign off lately. Okay, have a great one. Thanks for tuning in, folks.